MadFlavor TV. Strap in and get ready for a hot new movie, Secret Society, by author and writer Miasha Coleman. This is a must-see movie that you don't want to miss, and she's right here on MadFlavor. Next.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of MadFlavor TV show. I always tell you, if I'm in front of the camera, it's something really special. And my co-host here, Persian Black Queen, Ashley Gayles, we were arguing about who was going to do this interview. So we tag teaming today, and we are tag teaming this beautiful young lady. Miasha Coleman has a film, Secret Society, that is coming out. Miasha, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for that intro. I appreciate that.
Oh, look, I'm not gonna lie. I have not heard of the book until until this time, and it's very funny because I was just talking to Jamal Hill the other day, and I said, yo, I'm interviewing Miasha Coleman. That movie is crazy. And he was like, when I saw it, I had to be a part of it. So that has to feel good to know that, you know, you put together a film that I know everybody's going to be talking about.
Thank you. Yes, it definitely feels good. I've been trying to do this movie for some time now, and I feel like the wait, it was worth it because I was blessed with a fortunate team. Especially like you mentioned, Jamal Hill, and a really phenomenal cast. So I feel like this was the perfect timing. It's 15 years later, and it's just, it came out even better than I could have imagined.
Awesome.
Miasha, I'm actually going to ask you really quickly 2 questions. Where did it come from? Like, tell me a little bit about how this actually just, you know, like, were you just meditating one day? Is it a story you know? Like, where did it come from? Share that with us. And then I also want you to talk a little bit about the battle that went on between the publishers about even picking up who was going to pick up the book.
Okay.
So just a little bit about that.
So when I sat down to write Secret Society, the novel, the first page, actually the first paragraph, it's the consequence of the main character's lifestyle. And it's a guy holding a gun to a girl's head, threatening to kill her. And I asked myself, what would make a man take those measures on a woman? And I felt like it needed to be deeper than her just using him for money or her cheating on him. And then a light bulb went off in my head, and The Secret kind of sparked, and I said, that's the story that I want to tell. And so I just basically interviewed people who lived that lifestyle to make sure that it was authentic and that I did the story justice. And now, like I said, 15 years later, it's still resonating with audiences and may even be more relevant now than it was in 2006 when the book was released.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And as far as the bidding war, you know, I always accredit my career, my writing career, to God's timing, to be honest with you, because when I wrote the book, I was going to self-publish it. And the author who spoke at my college graduation, who actually inspired me to go ahead and write my first novel, I reached out to her and I said, you know, you inspired me. I have this novel completed and I want to self-publish like you did. And she was like, no, try to get a deal first. And if no one, you know, picks it up, then you self-publish. So I did that. I researched how to get your book published. I was advised to seek out deals from people who published that type of book before. And the only person back then that was doing these types of novels was Terry Woods. And I reached out to her company. She wanted to buy Secret Society outright and then sign me to a book deal. And I was really, you know, hyped to do it because this is somebody I looked up to in that world. But I was nervous because I didn't know the business side of the book industry. So I wasn't sure if it was a good deal or not. And I reached out again to the author who spoke at my graduation. And I told her, okay, I did what you said. I saw the deal. I had this offer on the table. Could you give me any advice about that? And she said, you need an agent. and she actually put me in touch with her own agent, who ended up having three of the biggest publishing houses in the country
Nice,
bidding for my books, and Simon and Schuster was the highest bidder.
nice, nice. That
That's
that
dope.
has to feel good. You know, it's especially when you receive your purpose, you know it, and God just kind of lays everything out for you. It's almost like be careful what you ask for, right? So that has to be good, being that this was your first book and it was received so well that way.
Absolutely. I mean, it definitely set the stage and the tone for my whole career. And I feel like it's going to do the same thing with the movie in the movie world.
All right,
All
so
right.
look, yeah,
Okay.
we've been holding our tongue. You know we've been holding our tongue. We don't want to give it away. Miasha, how
Yeah.
much can we give away? This story is crazy.
Oh my
gotta
God.
we got to keep the secret under wraps just so that we
Oh
don't
my
spoil
God.
it for everybody that's going to watch it. But I feel the excitement. I feel the, you know what I'm saying, the vibes. So I mean, we can talk about it, but just not with that part of it.
No, I mean, and it's that honestly, when I tell you the secret was unexpected, completely. Even the build up to it, I was like, "What? No way! Okay, come on!" And then, like, baby, the fashion. I mean, oh, you know, Malik, don't you even try to touch that one. That was mine.
I know the fashion is yours.
Yo, the fashion. I was like, yes, and the boots, the bags, I mean, like the jackets, the veils, like, oh my God. I mean, it's like I could not get enough. I'm like downloading ideas, like, oh, I could get that. I know how to get something like that. Yes, look at this. Yes. Like, I mean, it had me even like just everything was fashion, you know, because everybody thinks fashion is just clothing. I
Right,
feel like the whole movie was fashion,
right.
and the full essence of what fashion really is defined as, you know, from the house, from the cars, everybody was fine and beautiful. Like, I mean, dang, girl, you had eye candies on both sides. Like, what, So, I mean, when it came down to casting this, were you a part of that? Did you choose who was going to play what role? And were you really a part and involved in the actual movie part of it?
I was involved in every single detail of this movie. It was very important to me because I feel like already having a foundation as a book, you got to live up to the book. That's one thing. You want the people who did read it to feel like the movie was done correctly. You know what I'm saying? So that was already pressure in itself. And so I made sure to be involved in every aspect because I know the story more than anybody. So I wanted to make sure that it portrayed on screen the way that I felt like my readers will expect it to. And like you said, with the fashion in the book, I always detailed everything those girls wore. And so I knew in the movie, I needed them to live up to that. You know what I mean? We modernized everything, we brought it to present day, but I definitely wanted that to be a big deal. And I'm so, when you gave me that reaction, it solidified that I did it right. Thank you.
Baby, you hit it. You hit it on every, like, I was like, check, check, check. A couple of times I actually wanted to watch it while I had a headache. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to keep myself calm. I'm gonna watch the movie. And I mean, I do have a side note confession. I have not read the book, but I'm telling you now, even after the movie, I'm like, I got to get my hands on that book. And Malik can tell you, I called him as soon as the movie was over. And I was like, I need to find this book. So like I mean, you had me on, I couldn't even move. I'm telling you, I couldn't even move. I'm so honored that I actually get to watch it before anybody else did. Cause I mean, I don't know. It just was good, baby. That was good.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me.
You did an awesome job. And I just, as a woman, I feel like this is our time. This is our moment. This is really, as a Black, beautiful woman, like, this is when this is our time, you know, to really stand out on the platforms that we have and represent in all essence of what femininity is. And I feel like I'm just so honored to be a part of that, you know, to actually be able to say that I got to interview her. Yes, you know, you know, and talk about it. Any sequels to the books?
There are, this Secret Society itself is a trilogy. So there is a part 2 and a part 3, Never Enough Until Death. They're on Amazon. And I do know that after people watch the movie, they're going to demand a part 2 to the movie. So I'm already thinking about putting that on the split.
Don't skip me. I can drag. I can do that, baby. You know, I can get me my clothes and outfits and jewels and be right there on set where I'm going, like twirling the whole time.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So Malik,
let me ask you really quickly. What's one thing, you know, when I looked at the film, you know, definitely entertained, but I was also able to take something away from it. And one of the things that you know, two things that kind of stood out for me was we always hear this: hurt people do hurt people, right? And that was one thing I took away, and acceptance, and how, you know, trauma as kids play a role, a much bigger role than we think in our adult lives. So what is something that you want people to be able to take away from this film?
Well, you definitely hit it on the head as far as what you took away. Those were definitely messages that I wanted people to walk away with. But I think primarily, what I want people to walk away from the film with is compassion and understanding to the two main characters. To have conversations and to start to realize that, you know, if we're more accepting, that will allow people to be themselves and be true to themselves, right off the bat, you know. So I feel like if we can start to have those kind of conversations and people to have more empathy towards, the two main characters and people that are like them, I think that'll start to change things, not only for people that live that life, but also for society as a whole.
Nice. Well, look, don't y'all go anywhere. We're going to be right back. More with Miasha Coleman and Secret Society. And I know some authors out there that's like, I got a book. How can I make mine a movie? We're going to ask her. So don't go nowhere. MadFlavor TV.
Stay tuned, because when we come back, we have more with Miasha Coleman and Secret Society. Don't go nowhere.
James is about to be in another state playing in the league, and Khalil ass is doing time. They're gonna fall out of touch real soon. We ain't got nothing to worry about.
You know what? You with the wrong one. I'm gonna kill you in front of your little boyfriend, and then I'm gonna kill him.
No more talking about it.
What's up? What's up? We are back, MadFlavor TV. Ashley Gayles, aka Persian Black Queen, and Malik Pollard is on the deck with us, and we are talking to Miasha Coleman about Secret Society. All right, so let's jump right back into this. Miasha, how do you get to be an author into making it a movie? How do you do that? How do you become one into the next? Like, explain that to us.
Well, for me personally, I've always wanted to be a filmmaker. It was actually an author and a filmmaker. That was like my goals from early on. So once I became an author, a published author, it was almost, inevitable for me to want to see my books on the big screen. And I think that's the case for a lot of writers. Like once we have a book out, we always want to see it on the big screen. It's almost like that's the next step for a book. And so for me, I just wanted to, I wanted to show that, you know, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter where you start. It's all about how you finish. And so if you pursue your dreams, if you go after them, if you have the courage to do it, even if you don't necessarily have all the resources or all the tools in place, but you have the courage to take that first step, that, you know, it can happen and things will fall into place for you. And so I just wanted to kind of give that push to myself and be a testament to other girls. So I just went after it. And that's really what it boiled down to, is me believing in myself enough to take that first step.
So we always hear that, you know, adapting a book to a screenplay is there's a process, right? And even, you know, the director Jamal Hill that I guess he co-wrote the screenplay with you. He says that, you know, not every book can be a film. So how did you select what parts to keep, what parts to take out, and, you know, really adapting it into a screenplay that definitely is entertaining?
You know, that was the tough part, because of course in a book you can do so much. It can be as elaborate as you want it to be, because it's all imagination. It's all, you know, on pages. It's nothing, you don't have to worry about finding locations and everything like that. So it was tricky to decide what to put in the screenplay and what to kind of leave out. But I think for me, when I sat down and wrote the script, I just wanted it to flow. And I just followed a flow, and whatever went in with that flow was what made it to the screen. And the things that didn't, you know, follow that flow from the book, it stayed in the book. And then when Jamal Hill was able to read the script, he had mentioned to me that a lot of times he's given scripts, he has to like really go in and dissect them and do a whole bunch of different changes to them. But he was really impressed with the script. He basically said it was a lot that he needed to do to it. So I feel like me just trusting my instincts with what to leave in and what to hold out, it really worked in my favor for this movie.
Nice,
and I really
nice.
feel like it blended, you know, like the storyline, the way that you got everything in there. There were no missing pieces. There was nothing where you were like, wait, well, how did that? And then what happened with that? You know, it was like you closed every what was happening, you know? So it's like, even before you had a chance to ask as to like, well, whatever happened with that, whatever happened that, even at the end, like that whole thing was just like, you know? So, I mean, I it's gonna be interesting to see how you do part 2. That's all I'm gonna say, because I'm like, the way that it ended, I'm like, okay,
Right.
what happened? You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna lie, it was a certain part that happened that I thought it was gonna be someone else who did it.
Okay.
Okay. So if you follow me, the last, you know,
Right.
my God, I'm trying so hard not to.
It's like, I can't wait for everybody to see it on April 2nd so we can really talk
And let me tell you, it's so difficult. And I even asked Malik, I said, when is this airing? Because I want to know if I'm able to really just out and about talk about it, or, you know, so we're going to have to do a part 2 of our interview, because I feel like we really going to have to touch on the things that happen within the movie, because I do feel like it's necessary, you know? So, I mean,
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the beauty, is that once it does come out April 2nd, everybody, on Amazon Prime. April 2nd, everybody, on Amazon Prime. I'm gonna say it again, Secret Society, April 2nd, Amazon Prime. But no, when it does come out, the beauty is that it will spark, you know, conversation. You know what I mean? And that's a good part as well, you know, that conversations will be had, and then people will be like, okay, now we need to see part 2, because all right, we've had these conversations, we know what we feel about it, so we got to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
So is that what's next for you, Miasha? The part 2, or do you have some other projects on the table as well?
You know, I have other projects that I've written over the years, some scripts, some TV shows, that, you know, we're kind of seeing what would make sense to happen for us next. But of course, with the response from the movie, part two is like, I feel like it's going to be in high demand. So I might have to go ahead and do part two first and then follow up with some of the other things that I
Yes,
had.
yes, please. Yes. Can we get this started like yesterday so that we can already tell people that part two is already in production? Because I feel like it's so necessary right now. Like I'm on the edge of my seat, like as if I was watching a movie, trying not to say
Right.
what it's all about, because it's so relevant. 15 years ago, you wrote it, and it's still, I feel like you said, it's more relevant now.
Right.
I feel like than even then, know. And it's such a like luxurious story. I mean, I'm just, honey. So I gotta get the book. So tell me again, the trilogy is Secret Society.
Society, Never Enough Until Death.
Never Enough Until Death.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, because we're gonna have to talk about Secret Society after it premieres for real. Because I want to talk. I want to ask certain things. I want to talk about certain things, but I can't ask that either.
Well, look, yeah, she gonna give it away. We're gonna mute you. We're gonna mute you all out of this, right? Because you're gonna give it away.
No, I'm not. That just adds to the anticipation.
One thing, Miasha, that I want to bring up is that, you know what? Look, I got my Black Excellence shirt on. We are in such a good space right now that we are definitely able to tell our stories, and doors that didn't necessarily open for us, are opening because there's such a demand for our stories to be told, right? And they're universal stories. They're universal stories everyone can relate. Did you ever think that you would, I mean, soak it all in for a minute. Did you ever think that you would have a film that's going to be for millions to see? I mean, I'm pretty sure you thought that, but like when you actually first saw it and it digested, oh, I'm about to be on Amazon. Like, this is Amazon, right? Take us through that process of that emotion and how you felt.
Yeah, I'm still like pinching myself, to be honest with you, because where I come from in West Philly, and born and raised in the 80s, where, the crack epidemic, and many people like me whose parents got caught up in that world, we went through a lot as kids, trying to figure out if we could even make it out of that environment, let alone live our wildest dreams. And so for me to be here and actually doing that is like, it's a blessing. I don't even really have the words for the feelings. And I've seen the movie a dozen times, even through, post-production with editing and seeing it in different rough cuts and everything. And still, when I see it, I'm still in that space of, I can't believe that this is happening. I can't believe that this is my movie. That is my first movie. So I'm just super, super thrilled and blessed to be in this position. And and then when I hear y'all reaction like that, it just puts the icing on the cake for me, really, because it could be a movie that I did that was just good, but to hear people go off like that over it, I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed.
Speaking of being blessed and having this opportunity to do the movie, I want to bring up the fact that your designers were all women. Is that true?
That's true. I wanted to make sure I showcase as many female entrepreneurs, as many female artists as far as music goes as I could. I wanted it to have like a female dominated stamp on the movie. And so I used clothes from designers like Milano from Philly and Leon Clothing from Philly. I used a boutique out of Miami called Odds Concept Boutique, a woman-owned boutique. I used the Ivory Showroom here in Atlanta, woman owned. So I was really intentional about putting as many women in position in this project as I could.
Take us back to the yesteryear, right? Your first secret, I guess, writing, you could say, was published in the Daily News, and it was because your father put it in there. Tell me a little bit about that, and how did you feel as opposed to now? Is it relative or, you know, different? Does it feel like it's on that same level of excitement and, you know, confidence?
I definitely think it's like it's definitely elevated, but it's for sure the confidence and just the surrealness of, you know, seeing my name on the screen. And back then it was seeing it in print. You know, it does something for you. It does make you believe a little bit more. And so that was the start for me, because I was just writing poems because I wanted to express myself. I wanted to get all the emotions that were built up inside of me out. And that was the way I found to do that. And so for my dad to send it to the Daily News and them to publish it, that opened up a whole different mindset for me. And that's when I made the decision then and there that I wanted to be a famous writer, because I wanted to see my name in print. And
how's your dad now? Is he here to see the fruition of all of this?
Definitely is. He's a part of my life. We speak daily, and he's extremely proud of everything that I'm doing right now.
Wonderful.
That's
How
awesome.
about your mom? Is she involved? Is she excited? Like, what is the family say? Did they get to watch it?
So no, not yet. My mom and dad both are sober, and that's a blessing. They both are involved in my life at this point, and they're both extremely proud. So they'll see it on April 2nd with the rest of the world. Y'all are some lucky people to get it early. They didn't even get.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad.
Let me get my crown. Royal treatment right here, baby. I'm just saying, we seen it for mom and pop. That's VIP. That's like, you know, that's level.
Well, definitely, this has been so much fun, Miasha. Congratulations again on the film Secret Society. Everybody, make sure y'all check it out on Amazon Prime, April 2nd. I'm telling you, it's gonna blow you away. You're gonna. I know there was a few times I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. So you know what? So make sure you grab your popcorn and you get ready for a wild ride. Miasha, again, thank you so much. And we're gonna have to have you back so we can have a whole different conversation after April 2nd. How about that?
And I'll be ready. And also follow me on Instagram, Miasha Official, MIASHA Official, and the movie Secret Society movie on Instagram as well. Thank y'all so much for having me.
Thank you
so much, Miasha. This is so awesome, and congratulations again.
Thanks.